I keep trying when I know there's something to live for. I keep fighting, but I know I'm losing the battle. I keep trying when I know there's something to live for. You're not the only one. I keep fighting, but I know I'm losing the battle. I keep trying when I know there's something to live for. I'm the only one. Yo, what's up? What's up? This your guy Ray Hama, one versus a million, and we are hitting this today. Yes, this show today, man. Oh God, this Blue Eye Samurai. All right, produced by Netflix, and shout out to Netflix because they've been, from what I've noticed as of late, they've been coming out with some pretty good, decent, some decent shows and movies. Because how I get them, right? I don't get the notifications of like the trailers and stuff as you would, I would assume you would, if you have the Netflix app or whatever. But now I realize, okay, all I have to do is boom, subscribe to them on YouTube, and you know, boom, and I'll get all the notifications. So and yes, and shout out to thank you, brother GP. Thank you for coming through. Brother Go Professor. Shout out to him and subscribe over to Go Professor. And also thank you to all those who have donated. Thank you, dear brother. Roastmaster One. Appreciate you dearly and always. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the Hama Force. Appreciate it. You can also support the Hama Force with Cash App or like, share, subscribe. So all that support, all that in one. So and yeah, I put in the description the links of some of the shows of some of the trailers I've seen, um, versus the list I have that I took because from from their well shorts or whatever, there was a video Netflix came out with where they were showing just nothing but slides of different shows that they are having coming out this month, in December coming up, and next year. So and I'm a little geeked about it. I'm like, okay, because man, definitely with this Blue Eye Samurai. Now, with this here, man, I gotta tell you, like, uh, we can say, hey, we ain't experienced something somewhat like this, where we have um Japanese, half white, Japanese chick, half white, half Japanese chick, who which when she was a child, she was taken from her mother by the white man, and you know, of one of these four white men that that came through and was raping women and all that kind of crazy shit. Because mind you, this is dated back in the 1600s. So around the same, I'll say around the same year as or time frame, um, as the historical depiction was with the Last Samurai. But with this here, okay, the artwork is outstanding. I'm grateful for that. So yeah, shout out to Netflix for producing that as well. Um, the action, yeah, because the action along with the artwork is superb, is totally awesome, and very well done. So much so to where I'm highly intrigued to seeing the rest of the series. There's like season two. Um, so I guess they probably went with what was it, 8 episodes with this first series. Just to give us a little test. And test to see how I do because they don't want to, I guess, put out so many different, so many episodes and actually, bombing. So, um, but again, and with this, when her mother was taken from her uh, and she was left basically, basically abandoned. But it's like, okay, I'm a little confused in, towards like the middle of this season, with in regards to that. But okay, but as she was wandering, because people in the town and shit was treating her like crap or whatever, and she came across this blind swordsmith whom she ends up, calling Sword Father. Okay, because he ends up teaching her, how to make a sword and giving her, some wisdom, guidance and stuff because he was he obviously be making swords for samurais and all weapons, typical Japanese swordsmith. And but in this they were showing these samurais that was coming through, getting the swords that they have ordered from the old man. And what they'll do is, obviously, they was I believe, it was, you know, actual fact that the samurais when they get their swords, or those who wants to train in a sword, they when they get their swords, they practice with it as soon as they get it, testing it out and stuff with their swings and everything, with their different motions and style, with their own styles that they have. Um, Given to them by whichever school that they belong to. So, and what she'll do is she'll observe and and copy what they do. And it got so much so all the way to the point to where, let me turn this down just a little bit. It got so much so all the way to the point to where they end up started like teaching her at least some of their moves. And I'm like, well, that got to be that got to be a strong that got to be a strong depiction, man, as it was. I liked it too, how it was just so smooth, the moves that they applied, and the focus on the styles that was applied in this, all these different martial arts styles that were actual styles. And man, like the way they had her, boy, in this show, she was deadly, man. So whenever she felt that she was ready, after she made her promise to her mother, who was presumed, to be dead, she started setting off on her, her path to getting revenge, for her mother. And that's her been her clear focus. That's been her just that's her focus all the way through this. But in the midst of this, she was coming across different characters, and like this one guy who who's a who was a cook for his dad, but it was showing where he was getting treated like crap by his dad. This man has no hands. He was born that way, and he's just like making meals and all that stuff. You know, dealing with customers too and all that, and yeah, he comes across this chick. After she didn't show off her skills because some guys wanted to test her and shit. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, and she displayed it beautifully, but I'm like, damn, man, why y'all gotta have this dude in here created for this dude, to have no hands, man? I'm like, come on, man, like really? It's like it's enough to where to notice that this is like in a sense, I'll just say in a sense now that is somewhat like a Japanese version of Color Purple, but with the add-on of it being a woman, who is basically gaining revenge and stuff like, or seeking revenge, of this white man who, I guess, this white man who basically murdered her mother. Now, since it's been some days since I've seen it now, I'm kind of wondering, okay, whether her mother was dead or been taken away by a white man, and she's just seeking revenge. So, but man, and so therefore he come across this chick, which her name is the star of the show. Her name is Mizu. So, okay. And Mizu, she's all like, hey, not trying to deal with dude, and but he manages to keep on, being persistent and wanting to tag along with her and shit and calling her master and all that. And then he wants to, be a sidekick or apprentice. No, sidekick, but apprentice. Sidekick is damn near an apprentice. So, yeah. But, oh, man. And just, man. Yeah, so that was wild. And this one little princess too. She was tired of the world, the court life, and so she was wanting to get away and do her own thing. You know what I mean? And marry who she want to. But in this is definitely show too. The examples of the facts of how it was back then, of how women didn't have choice, who they married. So, as we all know that. And this was heavy on this. So, and what they showed in this, what I see in this through my own real pill lens, Hanma, is that they was using this to show how oppressed women are, and of how women can obtain their power and shit, and become a strong force, to be reckoned with. And that was all through this too, and there's some, this is like X rated. I mean, man, yeah. It's like they definitely didn't hold back in revealing, when they got to the white man, showing his character, who was there to, sell guns to the faction that was rising up against the Shogun. Yeah, and he's been waiting on these guns, to receive these guns. So the guys that are trying to start the rebellion, and so the white man, he you know came through on his promise and stuff like that, but in a cunning, crafty way too. He hid the guns in like plain sight, in that furniture and shit. Yeah, that was that was pretty cool. But damn, that motherfucker, man. Yeah, he evil as hell. So yeah, they didn't hold back from showing the true, like the nature of white man, like especially of back then. And like I said, this is another piece, another material that is, you know, directed towards like how vile and wild and deranged men are and shit, and showing like how they've been using their power to oppress women and all that shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, come on now. Not all Japanese man was that like cutthroat, man. Like, nah, like, they did made it seem like all the men in there wasn't shit. It was like, oh, poor women, poor women. And that scene when she fought the monkeys too, that was decent. That was cool. But see, her sword, right? I'm like, okay, y'all had it okay. Like, this is so grandiose, okay, with her sword, with her receiving this sword. And this medal that she found, which her and her, the swordsmith found, that ended up taking her in and adopting her and shit. The sword he found, I mean, the piece of metal they found was a meteor that was, came from basically outer space. So, and this was you know, unheard of first time, come around metal. And the swordsmith, was kind of finding it a little hard to break it, but with the girl's help, he was able to break it up and to make it into her sword. So, and I thought that was cool too, and I like how they put so much emphasis on just a lot of shit, historically speaking, just in showing and being in their dedication and showing you how some of the things, how some things were back then. And one of them is their infatuation with how how he was able to detect what kind of metal it was by the sound. Like, I don't know, it's like, yeah, he could tell by hitting the sound of the blade. Nameless Protagonist can probably hit up on this, and shout out to Big Bro, Nameless Protagonist. Of when he hit the sword, it's like he could tell in a sense, like if it's gonna be weak or not. So yeah, and he could tell by hitting the sound of the blade after it was finished that that it had a certain peculiar sound to it versus his all of his other blades. And this is a badass blade that she was using. Yeah, man, it was cutting through motherfuckers, and she was cutting through some motherfuckers pretty smooth. But I like how in this they didn't have her going through this being on some female Steven Seagal shit, like how we always did, like those of us, me, 80s babies. So yeah, of how we should remember how the stigma was with Steven Seagal, how we didn't like how they made him to where he couldn't be touched and shit. It was like, what the hell is this, man? But no, they didn't do that with her. Hell no. And in this, to the great degree, I salute my hat to her though, because this chick, man, yeah, she, bull, straight die hard. She was straight trying to get this white man, damn it, take his head off. And well, she went through some hell too when she went up, when she went up that castle, damn it, went up in that castle, well, which is, oh man, it seemed like a big ass castle too. When she went up there, man, all the shit she went through, man, oh dude, all the different phases. Especially yeah, the ones when she fought the monkeys, dude. That was something else. But man, let me tell you, like, so yeah, when she managed to end up getting all of that, getting to the white dude, the white man, and he was looking at her kind of strange, then she, reminded him who she was, and he remembered her, but man, yeah, it was like damn, she ain't stood a chance. He was like totally overpowered her. In which case, we can look at this and uh, and salute to Netflix on at least on that note for this, for the writers of this show on this, because it was a man and a woman, and I believe the woman was Japanese that helped to write this. Um, so therefore, so yeah, um, I'm glad to see that they didn't just cause her to be in like some bitch coming through, just plowing through shit. That they didn't have her where she's like this, because she's looked like she's every bit of what 115, 120 pounds. You know, tossing dudes and shit. That's like 2 to 3 times her size, just manhandling these dudes. Most of them she did, but damn it, but yeah, but she had her challenge, and that white man did gave her a challenge too, all the way there until she came back at his ass, and defeated him. No, not defeated him, but well, in a way, yeah, she did. She ended up getting the upper hand on him. You know what I mean? And had a blade to his throat. But the first time they fought, though, and get back to the blade, I was like, damn it, in the way they present such blades like that, okay, like, oh, this meteor, this metal's coming down, like, in a meteor form, it's boom, it comes down, hit the earth, and this motherfucker takes this metal, and it's supposed to be like this spectacular blade, that's, presented as like, okay, it's more tougher than all other steels and shit, and all other metals, and it just just sliced or anything, boom, like it's got this magical power to it or some shit. And you realize, oh shit, that was short lived. when when the white dude shot one of those rifles at her, till we see that, right? When we seen that, damn it, it was over with. That blade snapped. I'm like, oh shit, now you're going to have to get your new weapon now. Now you're going to have to go back to the sword father, and have him recraft you a blade, so you can go, and seek your vengeance and find out where he's at again. So, which she does, but man, like this was totally awesome. So the action, but man, but the feminism in there is just heavy. Like you got these geishas and shit, and it was just showing like the nature of geishas and shit like that, and those who are, the whores back then, the brothels, showing how they was really going down to brothels. Yeah. and showing like the full nature of how white men like it when it comes to the nature of the brothels. You'll know if you guys haven't seen it yet. You'll know, damn it, what I'm talking about when you see that white man how he gets down in those brothels. Damn it, he got down with that one Japanese dude who he was partners with, over which Mizu she ended up slicing his arm off. So yeah, remember the chick with the mask, the uh, the, the 304 geisha with the mask, with the long nose. Yeah, that's all I will say on that one. So can't go that descriptive because of the two. So but hmm, kind of curious. But I would like to play a clip if this will let me. But man, because I was wanting to at least show a couple of clips from a couple of shows that are coming out by Netflix by this coming month, December, and into next year, January. So, but I want you guys to tell me, man, like, what do you think about that show, Blue Eye Samurai, and the other shows that are other shows and movies that are supposed to be released, coming out from Netflix? I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on that. Um, but man, those gauges, man, or 304s, yeah, man, they was something else. Like just totally shitting on man. It's like they just say, "Hey, just throw it in there." You know what I mean? Like this one horse, she said, or 1304, she ended up saying, "Oh, man are weak, man are, such." I'm like, really? I'm like, bitch, please. And then 1304 or slash geisha, was traveling with this particular one that said that man was weak and shit. Right before she started talking, she ended up saying, "Oh, we done effed our way through 69 different stations, before we got here." And I'm like, oh hell, this. I'm like, really though? I'm like, yo, let's just put it out there now, huh? I'm like, damn Netflix. I'm like, is this what we doing, Netflix? Is this what we doing? Wow. I mean, the brothels was a shocker to me. Like, I was like, wow. But yeah, I'm like, so that's how they get down. That's how they get down. And yeah, man, the action was superb. All the way up to that one point, man, where I was like, okay, now there's got to be something to this now. There got to be something to this shit because because nigga, this door was on her right when she ended up fighting these this one group of I don't know what the hell you call them, but it was this dude who was a lord over this town. Forgot his damn name, and the squad he had with him, whatever they was there. They basically had control over the whole town and shit. And this man had strict rules and shit like that. And any woman he wants and shit, he'll take and boom, and they'll be in service to him and shit. Um, and the woman that Mizu ended up meeting up with, the madam, she ends up telling her, "Hey, I will I will help you out." She ends up telling Mizu, "I will help you out if you help me out." And basically, Mizu thought at first that she wanted her to rescue the girl from the Lord of the Land. And but she and Mizu, okay, she was kind of shocked when old girl told her, she was like, "Hey, well, she's oh, she wasn't blind, but she was deaf. Yeah, she was deaf, and by her being put through such misery, being under this guy, this the Lord of the Land, who was running shit. She told her, hey, just in there, just put it out of her misery, literally just put her out of her misery, and she snuck up there ninja style, Mizu, and took those dudes out. So all the way up until what the last two or three, I believe, yeah, that's when her position, got a little exposed. So yeah, when she got to the girl, she told, she gave her the sign that the madam of the brothel, told her to give her, and let her know, hey, that she coming, in peace and under her name. So, and she got her to trust her, and when they embraced, she ended up, um, yeah, putting her out of her misery, and so she ends up helping her, giving her some, info what she needed. But the Lord of the Land came back, you know, to that brothel man, and he was, just like she said, she was like, hey, he's gonna come through here, and he's gonna try to burn everything down, man. Well, he is gonna burn everything down. So he sent his little squad, these dudes that have um these these claws, these blades, these claws that are like, well, they have them on each hand, I believe. Yeah. And, that was their style, using that. So there was no sword action with them. And yeah, she was taking motherfuckers out. But one thing in this though out there got me, a little bewildered. I'm like, okay, this door that was pushed on her when she she tried to push the door, when she pushed the door and it landed, no, it was the other way around. Yeah. When they pushed the door up on her, these guys, all these men was on top of this damn door, pressing down on her, trying to like squish her to death. And she manages to escape out of that. Really? I'm like, that's nothing but man pressure. These guys didn't look like, damn it, they weigh like a feather, damn it. I'm like, damn. I'm like, come on, that should have been easily like what? Beach man, yeah, that's like 400 some pounds of pressure. I mean, if you exclude the door which looked like it weighed some, damn it. So I'm like, how the hell did she ever get out of that? I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, oh no. I'm like, stop it now. Stop it. I'm like, her little one, uh, uh her little one, a buck 15 ass should have been squashed. Well, damn it. So yeah, she gets her fair share of beatings in this, and but I did like to see, that of how she was taking, a liking to the whole idea of giving up, when they went to this, what I thought it was like a daydreaming scene or whatever she was, or no, having this vision, whatever she was knocked out and shit. Um, of, I think, yeah, it had to be. Yeah, yeah, daydream where she was dreaming about her mother, and this one guy who she ends up meeting, and who happened to be like a samurai himself. Um, he or he's a, I don't know, probably like, I think he's a Ronin. I'm not sure, but yeah. And so they ended up getting married and shit. And so yeah, she was taking a liking to that, and they were showing her how she was, giving up her desire for revenge, you know, and yeah, and just and just sinking right into that. And I'm like, shit, that's awesome. So shit. But the thing is, it was all like it all went downhill when she was when she was sparring with her husband, and she ended up outsparring. She ended up outdoing her husband in sparring. Her husband was kind of shocked, and he was like, "Oh my god, what are you, a monster?" I'm like, "Are you serious? Stop it! Stop it! No." I'm like, "Come on, man. What man in his right mind would look at his wife like that? You know what I mean? Come on now." I'm like, a plus, I'm like, you can't generate enough force, dude, to where like, damn, to where you should be able to dominate. You should be able to dominate her. And she was like literally like doing circles around this motherfucker. Yeah, so she snaps out of that and sets off again on her path of revenge, and she ends up you know uh, coming across the white man again, and the evil white man. And yeah, and so as we thought, that she was going to take him out, but she didn't. And because he ended up saying like, hey, there are others, and only I know the location. So he did that just so he can escape from her, you know sending him to the shadow realm. So because she had that blade right on his neck. So she chose to keep him alive, you know in a cage on a boat, taking his ass like, well, we're going to go and get these other white dudes. uh I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, what to expect from the next season? What can we expect? Maybe she'll end up letting the white dude go after he revealed the locations to her, and let them appear to be accurate, or she may plan to take how wild this anime has been, or was. Shit, I wouldn't be surprised if she takes all of them out. Just to line them all up and just send all four of them white man to the damn shadow realm. Wouldn't be surprised because yeah, they showed some wild shit um in this series. So action wise and all that, yeah, you guys shouldn't be disappointed. So I know I liked it. The action, I give it, 4.5 out of 5 star. But the other shit where it's like, damn, just the whole showing of how wicked and vile men are, just uplifting women at the expense of men. I'm like, oh man, how come you couldn't just make this awesome show where this chick Mizu is just aiming to get her revenge and shit. You know what I mean? She's on that path, and on that path, why was it so hard for you guys to leave out all that feminine shit? You know, and they were showing like all the damn men and all the Japanese men and the white man, are evil and oppressive and shit. Come on, man, stop it. I'm like, I would have gave it, in the showing that I'm a man, where I don't have a problem with, female lead roles, long as it's not done at the expense of the image of man, period. Because they keep doing this shit, it just deepens, their disingenuousness to a great degree by them showing, oh, all women, they all, all women are, innocent, and that kind of shit, because they're being oppressed by man, and man is the bad guy, so we gotta make the man look like shit, and uplift the women because all women, all twats are golden. No, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So that and yeah, what else with this show? Yeah, that's pretty much it. But like I said, I like how they it appears to be accurate to the degree with all the historical things that was within this show, like those moves, all those samurai sword swinging moves, all those different styles. Those are accurate styles. Hmm. And the emphasis they put on it brought me back to my days of the Japanese anime Rurouni Kenshin, which is also favorite kid favorite. So yeah, that and other shows that I want to talk about as we get into it, brothers. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and donate to Will, if you will, Ray Hama Cash App. But yeah, so these are the shows or movies that caught my eye when I was looking at their slides for what's coming out. Um, Rebel Moon, right, which is directed by Zack Snyder. So I'm like, ooh, okay. When I looked at this shit, I'm like, okay, sci-fi, and and makes it like a army resistance kind of shit. I'm like, yeah, just showing them with defiance and all that. Yeah, man, I like all that battling. So Rebel Moon, I'm definitely can't wait for that to come out. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out. And from the looks of it, from the trailer, oh yeah, I'm definitely checking out Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon. So um, even though with the feminism shit and all that going on, even within the show, within this show, Blue Eye Samurai, I'm still recommending you guys check it out. But I'm also recommending you guys check these out too. This is my list. Uh, Rebel Moon, directed by Zack Snyder. And when I looked at the trailer, I'm like, oh, I'm definitely seeing this because why? It has Anthony Hopkins in there. The chick, who looks like to be the one of the main characters or the main character. Yeah, this Sophia Botella. Sophia Botella, whom happens to be like what 40 years old, 41 years old when I did the search. Yeah. I'm like, damn. I'm like, shit, this chick look good, boy. I'm like, shit. I'm like, oh. I'm like, okay. What Black Ram say? Shit, I'll take that probably with a tad bit of little stank. Oh shit. I'm like, okay, she look good. I'm like, yeah, I'll take her. And he got also in this show, which is not a movie, it's a TV series. I don't know the way you look. I think it's yeah, if I'm correct, it's a TV series. But also Charlie Hunnam, if I'm pronouncing right, Hunnam or Hunnam, Hunnam. I was like, the dude that starred in them at Sons of Anarchy and also the Pacific Rim, first Pacific Rim, he's gonna be in it. And also our guy who played in multiple different TV roles, such as movies. I believe probably TV shows as well, but mostly movies for me. I've seen him in some iconic characters he played. Blood Diamond, and yeah, I think probably yeah one of the I think he was in Fast X or Fast and Furious. I doubt Fast and Furious. I'm thinking, yeah. Seen so much shit, y'all. Excuse me. Uh, yeah, trying to go in memory in my library, my mental library. But yeah, so he's playing in this. This brother, I believe his name is Jimon Hoon Sao. Hoon Sao. And okay, so I'm like, shit. I'm liking this, so I'm like, yeah. So check that shit out. That seems like that's gonna be good. Rebel Moon, and it's a loving monsters, and the loving monsters that seemed like it's gonna be decent. Got it just says some monsters in there, and from the trailer for what it seemed like, yeah, it seemed like it may be pretty good. So it might. I don't know. So we know how we have to be highly critical when they add monsters in there and all that shit. So yeah. And another show, Sweet Home, and it seems to be season 2. And in this show, the premise of this is whereas it states in the synopsis that it's humans are the virus and monsters are the vaccine. So I'm like, I'm a little intrigued, not that big intrigued, but I'm intrigued enough then to put on the list to check it out, to give it a try, Um, as we over here in Homo Force have to be open-minded to a good degree. So, as we have to be open-minded to a great degree. So, um, the next one on the list, I'm definitely gonna be looking for this one. Tell them something. Hey, Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. Definitely gonna be checking that out. So definitely shout out to Netflix for producing that. And also our show, Yu Yu Hakusho. To all those Yu Yu Hakusho fans, Yusuke fans. Yeah. Can't wait to see that one. That one look like it's gonna be decent, It doesn't look like it's gonna be super cheesy and lame as, the other anime adaptations they try to do, Hollywood and them try to do, with Death Note and Dragon Ball, Evolution, or yeah, that bullshit. Yeah, man. So yeah, it doesn't seem like it has any of those problems, but we'll see. Um, 'Cause I'm still questioning the live adaptation of a Bleach. Don't really have much problem with Full Metal Alchemist, So, but shout out to all them shows. Shout out to Netflix that produced those shows. All right, and Masters of the Universe Revolution. Definitely going to be checking that out. So, because even though I vaguely remember that shit, because like I said, I'm 80s baby, and I believe that shit came out late 70s. So yeah, definitely gonna be checking that out. And Blood of Zeus. The trailer had me intrigued to a degree. So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check this. I'm gonna check this anime out. It seems like it might be decent. Who knows? Especially by the title too. I'm like, okay. And the next one, we definitely gotta check out this, brothers. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, we should hope we should, rightfully assume, in knowing that they know that people are going to be, criticizing this very heavy because of the first live adaptation, of Airbender, of Aang. And I'm like, okay, well, what the hell is this? I'm like, the fire, the Fire Lord and Prince Zuko, damn it, they wasn't Arab. It was Asian. They looked at Asian, and there was Asian martial arts. So I'm like, yeah, y'all definitely off with this. And this one from this trailer, man, it looks like, yeah, it look like they done this right, man. It look like they done this right. So I'm like, okay, so can't wait to check that out. I'm like, yes, sir. Let's go. All right. So Avatar: The Last Airbender, check that out. And this show too that I've seen and this trailer. I don't know. I clicked on. I'm a little curious, because I was like, okay, what the hell is this? Basically, a princess when it starts is like deep in this mountain, and that she's trying to climb out of whatever, but she's trying to dodge this damn dragon that's in this motherfucker with her. So yeah, and it shows her picking up the sword and about to fight the beast kind of shit. I'm like, okay, so that's what we're doing now, changing shit up, changing roles up to that degree, where we're showing princesses fighting dragons and shit, huh? Okay. Not saying that should be unheard of, but because of anime, of all the female lead roles, they have in anime, and or the females, that produces that high packed action that are, supporting characters. Not saying, they don't have that in there, but it's all over. I get it, but this here, I'm like, come on now. So I don't know. It's like that. I put that down as okay, just to take a peek at. You know what I mean? Like give it basically my peak will be like maybe 1 or 2 episodes. And yes, one of our last ones that that caught my eye, that definitely caught my eye as I'm like I don't say a fan, like a deep fan of it like that, but a deep appreciator of the franchise, and that is Devil May Cry. They are coming out with a new Devil May Cry anime. Not a movie, but a TV series anime. So action, way it looks in there, for all the new, done up artwork and shit. Even not to say like, hey, that the first one, wasn't. Not to say that was bad, but it wasn't. It was pretty good, and this one seemed like, damn, it's gonna be even better. So I'm like, damn, what's up, man? I'm like, let's go, let's get it on. And they're also coming out with a Terminator anime TV series. And they're coming out with A Witcher, The Witcher, but not the live TV, not you know live TV series or whatever, or a live movie, but uh, animated. And this one is called, as it's titled, Sirens of the Deep. So that's Rebel Moon, Love and Monsters, Sweet Home, Chris Rock, and Kevin Hart with their special to come out with headliners only. Yu Yu Hakusho, Masters of the Universe, Blood of Zeus, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Devil May Cry, Terminator the animated TV series, and another Witcher anime series called Sirens of the Deep. So, yes. Oh man. I'm gonna let you guys just check out the links. You know, it's in the description. But yeah, I was gonna go and show it. I have prepared, but check it out. Let me know what you guys think, man. And also subscribe over to Netflix. Um, Forgot how it's titled. Probably just Netflix or Netflix series. Yeah, I believe it's Netflix series. Let's go to that and let's see if I find their link. I'll put it in the description later. So, so yes. So thank you, brothers, for coming through. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you to the donors again. Thank you to those who donated, like brother Roastmaster One. Thank you, dear brother. Appreciate you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on your way out. It's your guy Rayhama, One versus a Million. Peace, brothers. Peace.